Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get back on the channel. Sam Egginton, he's now 34 wins with 8 defeats, 20 wins by knockout, and he's back out against Abass how do you say it? Abass Baraou.
Abass,
We'll go on
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what I'm going with. Abass Baraou.
Abass Baraou. In the Telford International Centre. For the European Super Welterweight title, and that's on the 1st of March on Channel 5. And yes, Sam, it's a pleasure getting you back on.
I appreciate you having me, pal. Appreciate you
Anytime,
having me.
mate. And yeah, so you fought, I had you on in September 22. You've had 3 fights. You fought Dennis Hogan, and unfortunately, it was a majority decision defeat. Yeah, talk about that fight.
Yeah, that was in Australia. Um, I think if anyone watched the fight, I think everyone will agree. I weren't myself, through about three or 400 punches through 12 rounds. It just weren't me. But again, that's taken nothing away from Hogan. He come and done what he had to do. Yeah, and I left, without my belt, which is a wounder, but it is what it is.
Do you agree with the card 116, 112?
Honestly, pal, I ain't watched it back. I've never watched it. I don't really watch any of the fights back unless it's like a Jakitu fight off a fight of the year sort of thing. There's not many I watch back these days, if I'm honest.
Fair enough. How would you rate your performance that night?
It was lackluster, mate. It was. I was. You know what? I don't want to make any excuses up, pal. It was lackluster. It weren't me. I think anyone that watched it, go back and watch it. I think you'll know I'm not making much of an excuse. It was just the truth. It just weren't me there. Um, but again, I'm gonna take nothing away from you, man. You come and done what you had to do.
Mm.
I took my. What can you do?
hmm But and then you fought on a third. I think it was a Thursday night where you fought James McCarthy at the Premier Suite in Cannock, and you stopped him in round 4 technical. Well, yeah, knockout.
Yeah, well, with that one, it was sort of getting back to winning ways. We knew that the Pigford fight was coming up. We knew there was a bout on the line, so we knew we had to get a win to be able to fight for a title of some sort. And that's what we done. We got that one in quick fashion. Um, it wasn't meant to be a knockout. It wasn't meant to be anything like that. It just happened how it happened, and we had an early night.
Of course, you put him down in round 3, and he got back up. So when he did you expect him to get back up from the first knockdown?
To be fair, the first ones were body shots, so I kind of was just aiming for the body, if I'm honest. And I just kind of automatically, muscle memory, I just kind of swung over a left hook and it just caught him. And it put him out. So,
Mm.
but yeah, to be fair, you got to give him a lot of credit because the body shots I was catching him with were vicious. And he took them quite well.
Mm.
Apart from that, but he got back up. So yeah,
He's tough, isn't he?
it is. Yeah, it was giving it his all as well. Credit to him with that as well. You could come, you could earn your money, you could go on, but he come to win, he come to give it all. He was throwing haymakers, he was throwing combinations, and so yeah, you gotta give him credit for
hmm And then you fought at the Vitality Stadium in Bournemouth, and you stopped Joe Pigford. Was it for the WBA International? That one,
that. Yeah,
yeah. And you won the
yeah,
WBA International when you beat Pigford in round 5.
that's it. Yeah, again, another one was very confident going in. Um, a lot of people had, really, the bookies had us in a bad way. From what I remember. But again, it's one that we was confident going in with. We knew he was a puncher, but apart from that, there's nothing he's done in his career. If you give me if you give me his line of opponents, I'd have 25 to 19 knockouts. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was nothing we was worried about. You know, we know we had to stay clear of a big right hand every now and then. But other than that, there was nothing. There was nothing there that was worrying. And we went in quite handily and got rid of him early.
Mm. Yeah, because there was somebody I put after the weigh-in, I put in the comment section Sam round 5, and then somebody replied to me saying, I'll come back to this message like with a wing, and I came back to it and said, what happened there, mate?
Yeah, see,
Hmm. You
there are a
got
lot
my
of people.
prediction right, you did, mate.
Do you know what? Only if you was old enough to put a bit of change on it, you should have shouted me. I'd have put some money on it for you. Um, yeah, again, we knew. We said we knew all week. Once we come face to face, you know, he was swallowing. He was. I wouldn't say he was shaking, but
He wouldn't be he hasn't been he before that fight he hasn't been he were you banking on the fact that he wasn't hasn't been like tested before?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, I think the way someone put it to me, he was pretending to be someone like me, and when he come up against a real person like me, like he would just go at it and have a go. He kind of fell to bits, and I think it showed. It's okay going out and knocking out, you know, just foreigners that they're just bringing in to lose every week. But when someone's coming back to go at it, and you know, he could have put me down and I got back up, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's never been against that. Um, and once he did, you know, it was all one way.
Mm. Because he was made to be like he was like 19 knockouts out of his 20 wins, and people were like he's a big hitter, but I because you like you always like a brawl, and I thought even though he liked to brawl, he never was in a brawl with you.
Yeah,
He's been to the trenches many times before, sort of thing.
it's never been a brawl that anyone's throwing any meaningful shots back, really. Um, it's always been a brawl with someone that's trying to either fight his way out of being hit or you know get out of the way. He's never been in a brawl with someone that's going at him to beat him. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that showed again. Um, I think the whole night took it out of him. I said this to someone else. If I would have got to watch his ring walk, I would have went in earlier for the knockout. I'd have went in. Cause I thought he looked stiff for the board. Walks to the ring. I know he tried a little shimmy when he got in there, but I thought he looked stiff for the board to the ring. And if I'd have been able to watch that before the fight, I'd have got in and went for him round 1, 2. But you know, you don't get that. You don't get that luxury.
What do you think he was nervous?
I thought so. I thought so. I mean, if you want to watch it back now, when you watch the weigh-in back now, face to face, again, he weren't shaking, but he was. You could see it. Yeah, like I say, he was trying to pretend. He was trying to put on an aura of someone that didn't care and he was all about it, but it just didn't seem that way to me. Um, and it turned out that he weren't. So
Did
yeah.
you feel like you had to, because Boxer were promoting him quite highly, did you feel like the odds were against you? And did you have the underdog mentality going into that fight?
You know what? Do you know what's mad about this? So this fight was meant to be on who was top of the bill at the Birmingham show before this? There was a boxer bill in Birmingham. Casey
Uh,
Benjamin was on it.
what Casey fought McComb?
Was it that one? Might have been that one. It might have been the one before. Wasn't that before? No,
Well, I
I think that
think
was.
that was
I think
can't
that was
remember.
after. Yeah, there was one in Birmingham anyway.
Mm.
And it was meant to be on that show. We was told it was that show. We got told the money. We got told the date, and we was all up for it. And then all of a sudden, it changed to his hometown. Um, you know, we was the away guy. It was his hometown. Do you know what I mean? It was all against us. And again, you know, we bargained on prices, but as soon as we got our price, we was happy to go. And we did, and we got the job done. Again, it don't matter to me where it is.
Do you
Um,
like going to people's backyards? Because you do recently you've done it quite a bit.
I just don't mind, pal. It really is no skin off my nose. I don't mind whether it's in Birmingham, in in their hometown. You know, I generally don't care. it means nothing to me. I don't care if I'm in the home corner, the away corner. I'm in their hometown, my hometown. Because in the end of the day, there's only the two of us in there. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I put it down to. There's only
Hmm.
two of us.
And how did it feel, of course, adding winning another belt?
Yeah, I got a few now, pal. They're taking up a lot of room, but yeah, it's nice. Like I say, it's nice to win a bout when no one expected you to. Definitely, because I'd just come off losing the world title, and I think that's what, like I said, it was a lackluster performance in Australia. And I think that's what a lot of people were looking at. A lot of people were thinking, "Oh, he must have gone downhill fast overnight," sort of thing. And it weren't that. It was just I weren't myself when I was over there, and a
Mm.
lot of people saw that and thought it's time to get him. And I think that's what they done. I think they thought, yeah, we'll have him now, and we'll get a nice scalp, and we'll get a bout with it.
Hmm.
But again, I didn't have that written down. I had a different story to write.
Hmm. Of course, yes, you've got your upcoming fight. Um, in I think is it 2 weeks Friday?
It's 2 weeks Friday gone, so it'll be a week Friday coming.
Oh yeah, week Friday. Yeah, in Telford, and you've got you're back headlining, and you're fighting for the European. Have you fought for the European before? Haven't you?
I won it at welterweight. I won all about that. I've won British and Commonwealth and European at welterweight.
So you're become trying to become a two-time European champion. Well, two weight.
It 2 weight, yeah, that's it. Um, a lot of people are telling me, "Oh, no one else has done it in Britain." I can't. I don't look into it like that, but I can't think of anyone that's won it at 2 weights. So it'll be a it'll be a feat. So not a lot of people have done it, if any.
What do you know about your opponent? Of course, he's coming off an 8-round win, I do believe.
I don't, pal. I don't look at him. I don't look him up. I know he's a decent amateur. I've saw a few clips here and there. Uh, there's nothing in his professional career that he's done that I couldn't have done again. So the same as Pickford, really. Um, but he was a decent amateur. He's well schooled from head to toe. But again, not unbeatable. And that's all I need to see, really. He's not unbeatable, but he's decent. But all fighters are decent at this level, so you're not going to get an easy fight.
Are you expecting a tough night's work?
I don't know, pal. I generally don't know how he's going to turn up. He might try and box for the first few. Like I say, he had a decent amateur career. He might try and box the first few rounds. He might just come out and think he's not having any of it. He's gonna try and make a stand. But again, it is what it is. If he tries to come out and make a stand, that's meat and drink to me. I'll take that all day long.
Hmm.
If he tries to box and move, then we'll work out that as well. It's no biggie. We've had boxer and movers before. We've had decent amateurs. We've fought Gavin, Cheeseman, then fought all decent amateurs that have turned over to be decent pros. And we've done well. So I don't think he can bring anything I ain't saw. I don't think he's a concussive puncher. He's not got super fast hands. He ain't got super fast feet. He's decent all round, but um, it is what it is. Nothing ain't seen before.
Hmm. How did I imagine you're coming towards the back end of the last big push of camp? How's camp gone?
So well, pal, like I say, it was meant to be on a card, last November. It was training for. We got told we weren't on that one late. We got told we'd have a fight in December. So we was training for that. Obviously, this didn't go through. So we got told of the February date again. Fell through. Lucky enough, these guys shouted us. Give us all the time in the world, really, to get ready. I think by the time they rang us, I think we had 6 weeks, 7 weeks maybe. Bear in mind, we'd already been training. So it couldn't have fell out a better time, really.
Hmm. And of course, you're fighting on a Wasserman show. Is it his home show as well? Like, is he the home fighter? Would you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, he's promoted by him. Um, It's promoted by him. I think it'll be the home fighter. This should have no problem with. Like I said, just home fighter, away fighter means nothing to me personally. So yeah, I presume so. I presume so. He's promoted by him. So yeah, I presume so.
Do you always go into a fight with an underdog's mentality?
I think so. I think I've always been. I think whether I go into the fight of the champion or if I'm the challenger, people always think I'm the underdog anyway. I think a lot of people just think Sam's coming to have a go, um, and they kind of look over me anyway. So I think I have to have that underdog mentality, and it's stood me in good stead anyway. So again, not much bothers me, pal. It's my job. I enjoy it. There's not much someone can bring that will phase me or or scare me out of a fight. So again,
Hmm.
there's no away, home, puncher, boxer, all these things. Nothing really gets to me. So water off a duck's back, if I'm honest, pal. I enjoy what I do, and I do my best to make sure it's a good night.
Hmm. Um, of course, you're fighting for the European. What would it mean if you became a two weight European champion?
It'd be a huge deal. Like I say, I ain't looked at all the history about it. I don't know if anyone's done it. I don't know if obviously someone's done it, but I don't know if anyone in England or Britain's done it. I ain't checked all that sort of stuff out yet, but again, it'll be a big deal, mate. And not just to be two-time European champion, just to be the European champion. It will stand you in good stead with all the governing bodies. Do you know what I mean? So, um, fingers crossed. Once this one's out of the way, we'll get a big fight. I'm pretty sure Charlo's been stripped of most of his bouts now. Um, Hopefully, they'll put more WBA on the line with this one. I mean, I ain't heard nothing about that yet, but I'm hoping that happens and that shoot up the WBA rankings because I'm pretty sure he's quite highly with the WBA as well. Um, so the winner would definitely be shot up the WBA rankings.
So are you
Um,
defending that WBA
I
international
don't
as
know.
well as
I
fighting
mean,
for the European?
I've asked them to put it on the line. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't. Because if you lose that championship weight, you get stripped anyway. So you might as well put it online. I think. I'm happy to put it up for grabs. And again, you speak with all the governing bodies once you got the European. Charlo's stripped of practically most of his bouts, if not all. So the winner's in a good place. And that's why I'm determined to make the winner me. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see.
Do you put any more pressure on yourself knowing a win here will put you back in line for like another world title shot? Do you put even more pressure on yourself knowing that?
I don't really, mate. Like I say, I don't overthink any of this stuff. I think that's what stood me in good stead. I don't put no pressure on myself. When I'm fighting in front of 20,000, I'm like that McCarthy's fight. I'm fighting in front of 200 people. Kind of, do you know what I mean? It's 5 minutes from my house. I don't put any pressure on myself. It's my job. I enjoy it. And I do my best to win, and that's it. Whatever happens after is none of my business yet because we ain't got past this one. Do you know what I mean? Um, and that's the way I've always been. So yeah, I try not to think too far ahead.
Hmm. Do you feel like your experience will play a factor in the fight?
I think so. Um, I think so. I think it can't not really, if I'm honest, mate. I've had over 40 fights. It's a feat as it is. Do you know what I mean? And I've been doing 10 rounders, 12 rounders since I think my first 10 rounders was my fifth fight, maybe my sixth fight. Um, and I ain't stopped since. Do you know what I mean? So the experience of just a long round is all on my side. Yes, he's done it. He has done 10 and 12s, but like I say, not with anyone that I couldn't deal with myself quite handily. Do you know what I mean? Um, But again, that's all hearsay, mate, until the night, innit?
Hmm. Do you feel like you'll get the knockout, or the usual saying, if it comes, it comes?
Yeah, well, like I said, we don't get paid overtime, mate. So an early night is always what I'm after. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like I say, of course, if it comes, it comes. It's great, but yeah, we don't get paid overtime, pal. I'm not here to go 12 rounds. That's all. Do you know what I mean? It's always if I can get an early one, I'm definitely gonna go at it.
Hmm. What can fans expect from you on the 1st of March?
I think everyone knows, pal. I don't change. Do you know what I mean? I say it all the time. I've only got Plan A. My job is to make Plan A work. I don't. If they've got Plan A, B, and C to work around me, then that's on them. But I'm gonna go with Plan A. I want to make sure that I give it everything to make it work.
Hmm. And
Everyone
before,
knows what my plan is most of the time. It's going forward and it's all guns blazing.
hmm um, and yes, before I let you go, do you want to thank manager, trainers, sponsors, just anybody who's helping you on your journey as always?
Yeah, so I got a few. I got one main sponsor that I can't not share. They've been there from the start. Westbound Logistics. I think they jumped on board just before I won the British. So again, 2014, 15. Yeah, and they've done everything and more to help me out. So I think Westbound Logistics,
Hmm. And
and anyone that's brought a ticket, I
mhm.
appreciate it.
And yes, thank you for your time, Sam. And good luck March 1st and the new mate. All the best.
Hey, pal,
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for your time. Bye.
Yes, sir.